No bullshit, no sign-ups, no nothing, just free picks all the time. And before we get into any of the picks for tonight, we are going to talk about some quarterback debate that we got some of the peeps on TikTok fired up.
That's a good one here.
So all the TikTok peeps were fired up because we didn't have their baby Lamar in our quarterback debate. So we went through, we asked everybody. I think there's 6 of us. We got everybody's top 5 for this year. This isn't top 5 all time. It's just top 5 for this year. So we ended up with Jaden Daniels. He had an overall ranking of 1.8 out of all the quarterbacks. Lamar with a 2.4. So your baby boy got in there. Everybody was mad at me for not having Lamar in there. Baker at 2.6. Sammy D at 3.6. And then Burrow capped it off at an overall average ranking of 4. So I think everybody can be happy now that their baby boy Lamar is in there.
I like Lamar he's done a lot on his feet, and people say, it's not a quarterback. What do you call it? A quarterback accolade, but at the same time, it is. He's got the ball. He's got the control most of the time.
Lamar's scary.
But he's thrown less than 100 passes all year.
He scrambles.
He has, but at the same time, he's got the ball all the time. He's got control of the ball. Don't matter what he does with it. If he's making positive plays, you got to put his position up above. Whether it's on the ground running or whether it's passing, he's making a play happen.
I think if he scrambles, he's either getting the ball off and it's a touchdown or at least a big game.
I think he's just a running back that can throw the ball. If we're being honest.
He is a running back.
He just turns no play into a play, and he's done it a bunch of times. And I agree with you on what you said. It's as far as throwing and airing it out. As far as his arm goes, he's not the greatest.
He can ball. Don't get me wrong, he can ball. But everybody was mad at me because I didn't have him in that top 5. So I went and asked everybody.
In the top 5. If I was in the top 5,
but I understand what you're saying. That's why I said the whole with his feet thing.
And people was mad at me for Burrow too, but
I'm mad at that.
Hey, he 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. Ain't nobody beating him on that right now.
No.
And then a lot of people was tore up because I had Geno in there. Geno's leading the league in pass yards. Geno leads the league.
Sleeper.
He leads the league in completion percentage.
They throw the ball. They do not. Their pass attempts and rushing attempts is like this. You know what I mean?
And West Virginia boy.
Yeah,
he is West Virginia boy. That's right.
Yeah, and then we're gonna recap last week. Well, we're not gonna go sit here and recap the whole last week, but I think everybody can agree with the defensive player of the week we picked last week, Frankie Louvu. 7 total tackles, 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, and I bet people don't even really know who that is. He's been going off.
2 tackles for loss and a pick, and they beat the dog shit out of the Browns.
They did do that.
To be honest with you, I had no clue who that guy was.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And they did beat the dog, and I hate that because I had the Browns money line. I just thought they was due, man, and they was.
Well, they're not due until they get rid of Deshaun Watson.
That's true.
And then everybody should know who the offensive player of the week was.
Yes.
And it was last Thursday, a week from the day, when Kirk Thuggins went 42 of 58, 509, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 1 win. Daddy Kirk.
He did, man.
Big Kirko's ripping.
He's been doing this, man. He got hurt last season. He was on a roll at the beginning, wasn't he? Last season.
Oh yeah. Then he tears his leg up.
And
then my Vikings trade him.
And everybody says it's because he had.
Well, they didn't trade him. They just didn't re-sign him.
Everybody says it's because he had good wide receivers, and they would make him look good. No,
Well, look at him now. He's got Darnell Mooney.
He's proved that wasn't it. He
Give him off.
Darnell Mooney was a 2-catch, 2-yard bandit for the Bears for the last 8 million years.
Exactly.
And then now he goes down there with Daddy Kirk, and
Kirk will find something open.
Dude, I'm serious.
and
I love
hit it.
Kirk.
He'll hit it, dude. I mean,
Kirk is him.
Kirk does not
But you
deserve
give
the
him
hate.
options.
Kirk does not deserve the hate he's gotten over the years.
I don't like that.
no, he's showing the type of player he is, and it's a very good quarterback.
And speaking of last Thursday's game, we got slaughtered with our picks last week
Very
on the
bad.
Thursday game because everybody knows for the last year, every Thursday night game has been an absolute stinker.
Most
So I
of the time it is.
hammer the under last week on the Thursday night game because what could go wrong? There hadn't been a single Thursday night game this year. And I didn't even hammer the under. I hammered an alternate under because there hadn't been a single Thursday night game this season go over 47 points. So I absolutely hammered under 47 and a half. And
As
what
you would think
happened?
you should do.
They scored damn near that in the first fucking
Yeah, in
quarter.
the first quarter. Ridiculous. That's football, man. It's
But that's all right because we're getting a stinker tonight. We are not hitting the over tonight. We're not hitting the over. We do not hit the over 2/3, especially in a divisional game like this. The 49ers have got to win tonight, and we are not getting anywhere close to the over tonight.
I
You
gotta
don't think it's gonna go over?
I gotta be controversial here.
I don't like it. I think it's gonna go over.
I gotta be
What's the
controversial
spread?
here.
The spread's set at 49.5, but hear me out. Hear me out here. In the last 6 games that the 49ers and the Seahawks have played,
Right.
the under has hit 5 times.
Yes. From them two teams.
And the one time the over did hit, they still only scored, I think it was 2021, and it was like, I want to say it was like 53 is what the total was for that game.
Well, here's some other stats that it's not against each other, but it's this year both teams. The 49ers have covered the spread 2 out of 3 times this year. Seahawks have covered it 4 out of 5 times this year. Well, the over they've hit, Seahawks also has covered the over 4 out of 5 times, and the 49ers have done it 3 out of 5 times. So that's, I mean,
I don't know. I just look for this to be a gritty ass game because it's a division.
you got some big targets. You know, you got some really great players. You got Debo, you got DK Metcalf.
I'm
You got some really great quarterbacks.
I'm sorry, but I think it goes over.
And defense. I mean, Seahawks are the number 7 pass defense. I mean, I understand that, but I mean, you just got some elite players. I just feel like there's going to be some scoring.
That's why I
I
say
really
it goes
do.
over.
I'm telling you.
But it's good though.
Hammer, I'm telling you.
You got to see
I
both
think
sides.
it goes
You gotta
over.
see
I'm
both
telling
sides.
you. That over is not. It
Tell me
is
what
not.
Gino's average in the game
He's averaging 293 a game right now.
right now.
But what are the Niners averaging? Allowing on average? On average, the Niners are only allowing 197 net
It has
passing yards a game.
197 passing yards.
And Gino averages over his career. He's played the 49ers 3 times in his career. And me and Ethan just talked about this earlier. What is his average?
205.
205 against the 49ers.
Yeah.
Not only that, he's only thrown 1 touchdown to 2 picks against the 49ers as well. Now, granted, that's only 3 games.
Yeah, it is.
But still, I'm telling you that
And you do get stinkers on these sometimes. man. You
I'm
do.
telling you,
That's something you got to
95%.
look at because everybody gets so excited, thinks it's going to be a
When
good.
has there been when was the last time there's been a lit Thursday night game?
Last week, that was the first one since God knows when. I couldn't even tell you. I can remember I've got to be up for work at 4 a.m. I'm staying up watching the Thursday night football game. Oh, man, I'm staying up to watch the
10-3.
I'm staying up to watch the fourth. I want to see some fucking scoring. Don't get me wrong. I like a good defensive battle, but I don't like watching 2 shitty ass teams. Now, I'm not saying the Seahawks or the Niners are shitty by any means because they're both their records don't show how good they are or can be. But I was so fucking tired of last year staying up watching these dog shit Thursday night games, and then we have been on the same trend for Thursday night football games this year. And I'm telling you, Last week was a fluke. It goes back to the trend of
So you're taking
unders.
under.
I am hammering the under. Take it to the bank.
Let me throw in a thing that I've noticed this year with a certain team. This is off topic kind of, but it's something like as far as betting goes, I think it would be something really to look at, and it's the Baltimore Ravens. If you look at all their games, every game or not, yeah, it is the Baltimore Ravens. Every game this year they've been within 7 and had really close games. So if you take a spread -7.5 with them, I mean you could, or +7.5, -7.5. I mean whatever you're thinking, whoever they're playing, it's going to happen. You know, what I mean they've all been very close games with them. There's no blowouts with them. If you want to put big money on something, depending on the team they're playing, that would be a good bet to make.
Yeah, I stay away from the Ravens because every time I bet on them, they fuck me.
I know, but they've had a bunch of close ones. I mean, how many games they have by a play? The first game of the season,
they should have beat the Chiefs.
Isaiah Likely, I mean, his end zone was a toe.
They should have beat the Chiefs.
The pass interference for the Falcons.
You got the league's going to take care of their baby Mahomes.
Oh, God, don't get me started. Don't get me.
And that's one thing I will say back to the whole quarterback debate that we were talking about.
How he was not.
He was on one person's top 5. Now, granted, we're not saying top 5 all time. We're not saying top 5 since they've been in the league. We're talking top 5 since this season has started. And a couple people was fired up. Why don't you have Patrick Mahomes on your list? Well, let's see. Maybe because Patrick Mahomes has only thrown 6 touchdowns this year to 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
So he made one guy's list. Don't get me wrong. The Chiefs are 5-0. Is that credit to Mahomes? Maybe. Maybe Mahomes' stats don't reflect his play. Maybe his play is a lot better than what his stats show. But to me right now, even though the Chiefs are 5-0, they're only one of 2 5-0 teams left. Right now, Mahomes is not a top 5 starter now. And neither is Josh Allen. I don't think either one. I love Josh Allen. But Josh Allen did make out of the 6 people I think we asked. I think Josh Allen made 2.
Mine was one of them.
He is talking. He is talk of the top 5.
Who's his best target? Who's his best target?
He's got that dog in him. But when you look at who Josh Allen's throwing the ball to,
Coleman,
a rookie, Curtis Samuel, who's washed now.
Coleman's a rookie. Right.
I mean, I guess you could count Khalil Shakir.
Or
Dawson Knox.
Knox is not. I had him on fantasy. He ain't done nothing this year. But yeah, he's another good. Who's your other tight end?
Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, those are both 2 big guys.
Good. Speaking of tight ends, and on the subject of fantasy, why is every single fucking fantasy tight end dog shit this year?
There's been a lot of no tight ends are getting much looks this year. Brock Bowers, I drafted him.
Brock Bowers is the only one worth a fuck.
Brock Bowers has done really good. Another tight end that's kind of George Kittle has done decent. I mean, he ain't done great, but nowhere.
Kittle's done decent. Bowers is by far.
But a big Laporta.
No, nothing. Compared to last year,
nothing.
Compared to last year, last year.
Jordan did him first.
Jordan had to steal the fantasy draft last year with Laporta. Nobody was even looking at him. Jordan picked him up and
he likes them rookies.
Dude, he picked him up deep in the draft. Yeah. I mean deep.
He trusts in them rookies, Jordan does. He does.
I don't like Sam Laporta.
Trey McBride.
He kind of started off decent.
I got him. He was decent. He hasn't showed up the last couple of weeks.
But I'm telling you, it's all fantasy tight ends this year have been dog shit. All of them.
Who is a hot tight end this year?
There's no. That's Flowers. My tight end was on. I drafted Tyler Conklin because I was like, all right, he's got A-Rod this year. He shows flashes here and there of being a decent tight end. I pick him up, starting first 2 weeks of the season, nothing. I think maybe 1.6 points week 1. Then the next week he scores, I believe, 0. Big damn goose egg. So I drop him. I go pick up dude from LA. Drop Conklin to waivers. What's Conklin do as soon as I drop him to waivers?
Goes
off, drops 20-some points. So he ain't done shit since because all fantasy tight ends have been asked this year outside of Bowers and Kittle.
They have.
They've all been dog shit.
They really have.
I'll tell you one thing I can't stand is Kittle. He'll go slow, and you'll get aggravated talking about.
They don't have a 2 touchdown game.
Say that you'll have him on your fantasy team.
That's if he's not. That's if he's not hurt, because he spends 95% of the season hurt.
Right. That's why I can't stand Kittle to pick him up on fantasy. He'll go ghost and automatically have a sprout game, and everybody will go crazy about it all the time. I despise Kittle. I do. That's just my opinion.
Bowers, I'm kind of worried about. I got him, but I don't know.
The one thing
Minshew just got benched, so now we got O'Connell in there.
Well,
so I don't know if O'Connell's going to give Bowers the same, targets.
But if he's in there and he's under pressure and he's getting stressed out,
that's the guy you throw to, because
he's going to the tight end.
He usually jumps off little short out routes.
Yeah, he's going if he gets back there and he's getting just absolutely smashed every game and he's freaking out and got to get rid of the ball, he's going to the tight end every time. You're going to throw it to the biggest dude on the field.
Yeah, and he'll bulldoze, man. He will. That's what Bowers is a big man. He is. He done great at Georgia. And he's kept the same play style he done there. He's doing it in the NFL. He really is. And I remember watching him at Georgia. That's why. I am a Raiders fan, but that wasn't why I picked Brock Bowers. That was one of the reasons, but that wasn't the whole reason. Just like Jordan, how he took Laporta last year. He probably watched him in college, and I seen Bowers, and I was like, man, he's going to be something special in the NFL, and he's done very good.
I'm ready to drop Sam Laporta.
I wouldn't drop him.
Drop him so I can pick him up, because he's got to be scoring more. He's got to be scoring more than the tight end I've got.
No, he ain't done nothing.
Let's go wide receivers here. We all got top wide receivers this year.
Rashee Rice for me.
Yeah, he's done.
Now he's cooked.
Out for season.
Nico was killing it. He's on IR, so
there's at least he's hurt.
That's at minimum 4 weeks.
I got him on one of my leagues,
and I did manage to finesse CeeDee Lamb in our draft. Because if it was when it come to me, I was either taking Tyreek Hill or CeeDee Lamb. I think I had pick 6 out of 14, and everybody was scared of CD because they didn't know if he was going to play or not.
But yeah, because there's one of that.
Thankfully, I talked Jake King into drafting Tyreek, and I took CD.
He is not. Tyreek has been one of the bust, or other than CMC.
Other than CMC, I think as of right now, but it's no fault of his own.
Right. It ain't.
It's
he's got Huntley.
He's got Huntley throwing him the ball, but it's no fault of his own. But CD, compared to the numbers he was putting up last year, especially towards the end of the year, CD's still not doing what he should do.
Right.
But I'll happily take 14, 15 points a week out of it.
That's all you can ask for.
Because my only other, granted, we're in our fantasy league's big. It's 14
players,
teams,
man.
But he's still putting up better numbers than the other 2 turds I've got, George Pickens, and then I'll get my 20 points. I got Zay Flowers. And that's
Flowers hard.
Every other week he's hard.
He gets a lot of targets. He does get a lot. And he gets some handoffs. Some end arounds a lot.
Last week was a good week for him, but the week before that was poopy.
I played you last week, didn't I?
Yeah, and I was projected to beat you all week, and then you beat my ass because of Joe Burrow and Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers went off, man. They did.
Something extra blanket. You felt that burr.
Oh, I did. I should have brought the extra blankie because I felt the burr last week for damn sure. But it doesn't help that, speaking of, just talking about Tyler Huntley earlier, I had him at quarterback because I've had Jared Goff all year. I drafted Jared Goff. All I did was praise Jared Goff. And all he's done the first 5 weeks of the season is fuck me, because the 1 week I benched him, he scored 27 goddamn points.
Is that boom or bust?
Well, needless to say, after Huntley's performance the last 2 weeks, Goff's got his fucking starting job back.
I'll tell you another thing. A flex position that really let me down I thought would be a good one was Watson.
Now,
he has not done anything. That was a terrible draft choice for me. I know Jordan Love got hurt and all that, and you got Reed in there. That's absolutely being a wide receiver 1, like doing great, dude. Reed is, from the get-go, from game 1, he just went off. But Watson's somebody, if you had him, I'm sorry, because I didn't.
Well, let's fucking bet on this. What's the night's picks tonight?
Well, I've got my 3-legger cooked up. Now, if you go Fanatics with this 3-legger, they've got a 50% boost.
I gotta hear this.
So, listen. It's only plus 592 odds with the boost. Okay?
Yeah.
So, you're looking at plus 395 without the boost. 3 legs, okay? We're going to hammer this shit, all right? Leg 1. And I would almost feel comfortable taking this first time anyhow. We're going Jordan Mason anytime touchdown. You want to bump the odds on this? He's
getting over 80 yards again.
Yeah, and he's averaging like 5.6 yards a carry or some goofy shit. If you feel comfortable enough taking this first touchdown score, anytime first half touchdown score, you can. I'm going anytime with it because anytime that I take first half touchdown score, guess what happens? I get fucked.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going Jordan Mason anytime touchdown. We're going to take Geno under 250.5 passing yards. And are we ready for the third and final leg?
Let's hear it.
We're going to hammer the fucking under on this game.
No.
Now, if you want to parlay this and tell me, go ahead. Because like we said, our picks might not always be right, but they're always fucking free.
If everybody's was always right, you'd be millionaires.
Everybody be
this
millionaires.
This is just going off analytics.
But like we said at the beginning, our picks are always 100% free. There ain't no Telegram bullshit.
We'll talk about it.
We'll tell you why we're betting it. They're 100% free, 100% of the time. No Discord sign up, Telegram bullshit, none of this. We're putting 40 units on this pick. But we'll do the fucking research for you. If you want to tell them, cool. Only fucking thing we ask is just subscribe. We're just normal dudes just like you, and we'll never fucking charge for our picks.
Never.
And so, like I said, our picks aren't always right, but
you could 100% donate your money on our picks.
We got grilled this past week for NFL. But go back and watch some of our shorts. We've hit a fair amount of our college picks over the last couple weeks. We have hit a few of our NFL ones, but that's what I'm rolling with tonight.
Or feel free to take 1 or 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, take one.
Do whatever you want to do.
Or just be like us. Your buddy cooks up an absolute banger, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to add this extra. I'm going to tell it to add this extra leg, and guess what? Everything fucking hits but that extra leg. But if you want to single these picks, parlay them, whatever. That's what Jake's rolling with tonight. Geno's under on the pass yards. Game under 49.5. Jordan Mason anytime touchdown. And it's got a 50% boost at Fanatics. So what are you rolling with?
I'm going to tell you right now what I'm rolling with. And I ain't going to take a big time to say it. I'm just going to cut straight to the point. Deebo Samuel is getting into the end zone. And he might get in twice if you're feeling crazy. Because I'm
just saying. I was looking.
He has 0 receiving.
I feel like
he has 0 receiving touchdowns this year. 0. He's got 1 rushing touchdown. He got last week.
I was looking in the group chat earlier, and I'm pretty sure I seen somebody in there saying they want to hammer Deebo 2 touchdowns.
They did. Jake, it was that King.
He said 2, and he. Well, I ain't gonna say
that's my pick. That's my first lock. Deebo Samuel.
Are you straight legging that, or are you going to throw that in the parlay?
I'm gonna do 3. I'm gonna do Deebo anytime, and I'm gonna take him over 54.5 because he's got 2 out of 4 games, the last 4 games over 54.5, and this one I got a feeling. I mean, CMC's out, Mason's been doing good, but Seahawks got the top 7 rusty. I feel like they're going to come out running the ball. They're going to get. I feel like they're going to get stuffed. He ain't going to run very far. They're going to start looking at Deebo, looking at short routes, little out routes.
Some of that little trickery they do with Deebo.
You know what they do? They're going to look up for some out routes to Deebo, throw it out to him. He's going to accumulate over 54.5 yards. So that's my other one.
Over 54 total yards, combined rush and receive?
Receiving.
So you're straight receiving. Okay.
Yeah, straight receiving. Ayuk, I mean, he's somebody you can bet on, but I don't like to because you really. I mean, he's a wide receiver 1 for them right now. He's got the most yards. I just don't see it happening. I feel like Seahawks are going to know that they're going to put some pressure on him, and they got decent DBs. I don't see Ayuk going much. Another one, I ain't putting this in my 3, but this is another thing just to say. Jennings over 31.5. 4 out of 5 games this year. Jennings has got over 31.5 yards.
Jennings
4 out of 5, dude.
Jennings also had that freaky game, and what's crazy about that is he had only had I think 2 career touchdowns up until that point, and then was it week 1, week 2, smokes 3 touchdowns in one game, like 130, 150 some crazy ass yards like that. That's one of those ones where you build you've got you're like, all right, this is my locks, and you build a parlay, and then you're like, Well, I got $5 left in my account. Let's throw this crazy shit in there.
Here's my last one, and it's against you. I ain't gonna lie. It's against what you said. You took Geno under, right?
Hammered him under.
You did. Geno, his line is 250 yards, 250 and a half. 4 out of 5 games this year, he has beat that.
I'm telling you.
4 out of 5. Which it could be. Yeah, you
telling
could be very right.
205 yards. Like I said, granted, it's only 3 career. He only has 3 career games
Against the
Niners.
You're right
But in those 3 career games, he's only averaging 205 pass yards. And then in return, the Niners are only allowing 197 net passing yards per game. I don't see Geno hitting 250 tonight.
I see Geno hitting
250. Deebo Samuel, touchdown. Deebo Samuel, over 54.5 receiving. Geno, over 250.5.
We're riding.
passing.
You're riding hard on Debo tonight, buddy. It's on Debo's shoulders.
It's Debo. I got him on fantasy. I got to stay true to my guy.
I'm gonna go opposite team here. I'm gonna go Kenneth Walker. Anytime.
Yeah, we really that's a good one because we have not talked a lot about
that. He had a big game last year.
No, I'm serious.
Last year, he had a big game last week. Really big.
Give me Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown, and I am going to take
3
the
touchdowns.
over
I think
on Geno Smith. I do like that. He's hot.
But if you're taking Kenneth though, at the same time you're taking Geno,
it does not matter.
That's a lot of yards. You know,
you got to do if you're at a 1 yard touchdown. It don't matter where you're at.
You're right, because he does. They do that because he has that last time he had 3 touchdowns. He didn't have very much yard. I think he had like. Don't quote me. I could be completely wrong, but it wasn't.
Let's see. Let's just hit up.
It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot.
I'm just saying. I mean, it don't matter. We're not betting yards. We're just wanting him in the end zone.
Right, which I'm saying. That's why I'm backing you kind of up on that because he scored 3 times last week, and I think he only had like 70-some, 80-some.
That is one of my heavy picks.
All right. Last week was his shit game. That was the Giants.
So he's going to go hot right here.
Well, the week before last,
he went off. This past week,
sorry about that.
Which don't even get me started on the Seahawks game. Maybe I'm just hating on the Seahawks this week. Don't get me started on them last week because Geno fucked me last week. Fucked me out of $400. But last week, Walker was poo-poo. 5 carries, 19 yards, no touchdowns.
The week before.
Week prior to that,
I don't know why
80 yards on 12 carries,
80 yards.
3 tutties.
3 touchdowns should have more than 8 yards.
And the week before that,
what you're saying.
They had Denver at home, and he went for 103 yards and 1 tutty. So I would look for Walker to have a decent game tonight. I mean, he probably does get in the end zone. I would say
he gets decent receptions too.
Over and over.
Honestly,
I got it. It's 61.5.
I might. That's a stay away bet. I don't want to bet all that. All I want him is in the end zone. And I do agree with Debo getting in heavily.
He scored 4 touchdowns in 3 games also.
Debo's him.
No, I'm talking about Kenneth.
Oh, Kenneth? Yeah.
Debo has only scored 1 touchdown this year, and it was a rushing touchdown.
And when I did, I betted that and then went in. It hit. I'm betting Kenneth, Debo, Geno going over. I got to get more into my bet, though. That's my 3 heavy picks.
Yeah, I'm not going more than 3 picks. Like,
I'm going more than 3 picks. I can't bet over. I got to have 1,000.
You're taking a gamble going over 3, like a big gamble. So
Caden's cashing out 1,000 or nothing.
Yeah, if I don't see 1,000 in the cash out, no.
Caden's taking 1,000 or nothing.
49ers is the 12th pass defense in the league right now. 12th. I mean, that ain't great. That ain't bad.
We've talked a lot of. I mean, we've really talked a shit ton about the over/under on the game, the over/under on the pass yards. We haven't talked a lot about the Seahawks players outside of Geno.
Okay,
who the hell's going to win this game? Because this is really a must.
Well, y'all's talking about heavy on San Francisco's defense.
Let me tell you this.
What about Seattle's offense?
Let me tell you this. DK, 3 games this season over 100 yards, and the other 2 are like 80 and 60.
Man, that might be
his line is 62.5.
Might be a sleeper pick for a TD.
He's had 3 games
Serious?
over 100 yards this year. DK has. Tyler Lockett, I done said that 4 out of 5 games over 45.5.
Honestly, about Tyler Lockett, I would take his receptions. I wouldn't bet his yards or anything.
If they cover, yeah, I agree with Kane.
I would just take his receptions.
If they cover up, DK,
he's gonna look for something safe.
Yeah, he's gonna start looking.
Tyler Lockett is your safe man. He's always been.
He has.
He's a safe player. That's how he plays. He's always a check down artist.
And then he's going to fall down right before he gets hit.
That's why I don't take yardage. He's not going to take off the run and get yards. Take reception.
Yeah, he's not a big YPC guy.
No, I'd be like,
not YPC. I meant not yards per carry. He's not a big yak.
No.
Here's another thing. Kenneth Walker.
Just take him.
Kenneth Walker can be a receiving threat. 7 receptions against the Giants.
Well,
as far as receptions, I mean, or just any because the line's low for receiving yards for him. I don't know what it is, but it's I guarantee it's very low, and it could very possibly hit because he does get checkdowns.
I'm rolling with this. I'm just going to one. I'm taking my little 3-legger with the 50% boost on Fanatics.
That's why I just told.
I'm staying away from yardage. I'm staying away from touchdowns thrown because just like last week, we were talking about Mahomes earlier. Last week, Mahomes fucked me because I took him over 1.5 pass touchdowns. Do you know how many touchdowns Mahomes threw this past week?
1, right?
None. When have you ever seen Patrick Mahomes have a game with 0 pass touchdowns?
Don't happen often.
Does not happen often. So I'm staying away from over on pass touchdowns. I'm staying away from over or under on yardages. I'm sticking straight to the game total. I'm sticking straight to the over under. Well, I'm sitting here contradicting myself because I'm taking the under on Geno's yardage.
Here's another thing. I forgot to write this down. I seen Geno against the 49ers. Like everybody's talking about, we're talking about wide receivers and receiving touchdowns. Geno, in the last 3 meetings against the 49ers, has only thrown 1 touchdown.
Well, that's like
the last 3 meetings. He's only thrown 1.
Well, that's like we was talking earlier. He's only got 3 career games against them, and he's only thrown 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
And he's only averaging 205. So that's why I'm hammering. I just sat here and said I'm staying away from all the yardage.
Throw a lot. He's averaging 33 attempts against them.
I just sat here and said I'm staying away from all the yardage and all that, but I am hammering Geno's under on yardage. And it'll probably bite me in the ass, but I'm hoping for a Thursday night stinker like we're used to.
Yes.
And one name, too, that we have not mentioned at all in any of this, and, we keep getting kind of all over the place with it, is Brock Purdy. Is he still the same Brock Purdy from the last since he's come into the league?
I like Brock Purdy. I like his style. I like his style and his story. He come in, took him straight to the play. I mean, hell, they went all the way.
Damn near went to had he not, his rookie year, Mr. Irrelevant. Damn near had he not gotten hurt, they probably would have won a Super Bowl. Yeah. And then he got him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, then he got him to one. Yeah,
that takes a Johnson to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, coming fresh in and you got to lead a team.
Yeah, not even coming fresh in. You were the last pick of the draft. The last.
Purdy's last 3 games against the Seahawks, he's thrown for 217, 209, and 368, which is last meeting. He threw 368, and he threw for 2 touchdowns.
What's Purdy's over or under?
It's 250, 249.5.
So Geno and Purdy's 250.
Geno's 250.5.
Purdy's 249.5.
I don't think either one of them hit the over on their yardage.
That's hard to do. Yeah,
that's telling you got to pick one quarterback now.
I'm telling you,
you got to pick one quarterback now. I didn't know that. That's something I had to bring up. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you,
Geno he airs it out better than Purdy. I think.
I don't see either. I will agree. Geno has one of the, and he has since he was in college. Geno has one of the prettiest deep balls you will ever see, and I honestly think that Geno would have been a better starter a long time ago before he got to Seattle had he went to the right team when he got drafted. I'll agree. Geno has a way better deep ball than Purdy. Way better. And Geno's accurate as shit. I mean, he's leading the league in completion percentage for a reason. It ain't like he's constantly just dink and dunk.
That's why I think you take Geno going over instead of Purdy.
I can't take either one of them over tonight. I'm telling you, it's a division. It's going to be a gritty divisional game.
You think it's going to be a defensive shootout?
It's a must-win game for both of these teams. Even this early in the season, this is a divisional game. You got the 49ers sitting at 2-3. They just come off a heartbreaker loss last week against the Cardinals. You got the Seahawks who started out 3-0. They've dropped 2 of their last. They've dropped 2 in a row. Probably would have tied that game and won it in overtime last week if it would not have been for a blocked field goal return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
I'm still taking Geno.
I can't take the over. I cannot take the over.
I'm taking Geno over 250. But Purdy, you can't take two quarterbacks going over 250. I mean, that'd be a hell of a game if they do.
I don't see it being an offensive shootout. It's going to be a gritty ass, tough football game, and I think both teams are going to have to run the shit out of the ball.
It's going to start slow.
I'm hoping for a Thursday night stinker because I've hammered the under on the total. I've hammered the under on Geno's passing yards. And it's going to have to be a stinker. I can't get fucked like I got fucked last week on Thursday night.
I don't know. I feel like if you're going to take anybody going over, it's going to be Geno.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If one of them hits the over on the passing, it's going to be Geno's ass.
If he gets hot, because look at him. He's hot. He's a hot hand right now.
I mean, he's averaging 292 passing yards a game for a reason, but I'm telling you, the Niners, it's going to be a no. If the Niners defense shows up, it's going to be a no-fly zone. And I don't see him hitting that over 250.5.
But they're going to give it a shot. They're going to see what they got.
Oh, they're going to try. They're going to try.
And if it clicks, look out.
Here's something I look at, too, that has nothing to do with any stats or anything as far as picking what I'm going to pick. I go off like games like we just had a Thursday night stinker.
Last week we didn't. We had a Thursday night fucking last week.
That's what
Thursday night thriller.
You talking about the Steelers and
No, I'm talking about the Falcons Buccaneers game
Monday
last
night.
week.
I was wrong. Monday night football was just.
Oh, it was a stinker.
Yeah, and I think
that's the Steelers.
This is a terrible way to think. This is how I think.
Aren't you a Steelers fan, Caden? You love the Steelers, right?
You better not ever say it again.
Okay, I swear I thought somebody said you love the Steelers.
Watching the Steelers play is the most boring team in the NFL.
But I think it just happened, so it probably won't happen again.
I'm telling you,
but
Thursday night.
That has
Thursday. I'm telling you, go look at last year's Thursday night games.
Oh, they was bad.
And look at
this year.
Look at this year's Thursday night games. For whatever reason, when our boy Bezos got the rights to Thursday night football,
Amazon Prime, baby.
they turned into prime stinkers.
Yeah, they was, and I remember saying that last year a lot. And where's this at? Is it at San Francisco?
Yeah, I believe it's a home game for San Francisco.
So it's 3
hours. No, it is at Seattle. It is at Seattle.
Dude, gotta go, buddy.
Same time zone, and Seattle is a hard place to play in. It is. Miss old Pete.
So who are we hammering money line? Because somebody we're gonna have to pick a winner.
I'm hammering.
I'm not taking any winner or loser in my three picker.
Brock Purdy's gonna come out. He's gonna find some targets. They're not gonna have enough to. Seahawks defense ain't gonna have. He's gonna be able to pick them apart. It's gonna be a close game, but I got 49ers winning by 3-7. So
you're taking 49ers to win it by 3-7.
Here's 24-27 or 24-28 Niners.
Yeah. I'm not giving no score or nothing. I'm going Niners money line. They gotta win. I'm thinking this is like a 21-17 if I had to pick a score. 21-17, give me the Niners money line.
I like it.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you both.
That's good. That's good.
I'm serious. I feel like if Geno had to make a statement,
he's gonna make it tonight.
And it's at Seattle.
He's
going over 250. I don't know what made me. Something in my bones is telling me 250 over.
Hey, sometimes
Geno's going to go off tonight.
Sometimes
don't
stay away from money line. Go to over under. Don't do money line.
Shit, don't even bet he's going to win. I will if I had to take somebody. I'll go with Seattle just because I feel like Geno's going to have a good game.
See, I just don't see the Niners falling to 2-4. I don't
either, man. I really don't.
Monday Thursday night stinker, like you said.
But I didn't see the Ravens doing what they did. Come out and lose 3 games in a row, right?
I mean, that is true.
Look at the Bengals.
That is sorry.
Well, I mean, I can sit here and brag on my team. They're 7-5.
Yeah, you can.
I can sit here and brag on my team.
I
didn't see that coming.
Even having JJ hurt for a week, right? He was out for a week.
No, he wasn't out. He went out of that game after he already had like 90 fucking yards.
Oh, yeah, he got a 97-yard touchdown, wasn't it?
It was something crazy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And honestly, I did not see Sammy D coming in and just ignite. But they're operating.
Him.
My boys are operating
Great.
all around good. B-Flow has that defense pumping. They'll blitz you, and you don't know where it's coming from.
So overall picks, nice 49ers to win.
No, yeah.
Odd man out.
You're the odd man out.
So y'all do what y'all want to do.
I can tell you, my 3 are that hammer it. It's a lock tonight.
You go on a parlay that I have about 7.
You want to parlay it? Fine. If you just want to straight leg one of those 3 picks, fine. But I'm telling you, Jordan Mason, anytime touchdown.
Jordan Mason.
I like
total under a 49.5. That total was staying under that, and Geno's under on the pass yards is hitting.
I don't agree with that.
And then, like I said, if you're feeling real froggy, I like Jordan Mason anytime touchdown first half. But still, the odds on that,
first drive.
he's like
if they get the ball.
First drive.
If you look at the overall odds on those, he's minus 120 for anytime
and Kenneth
touchdown.
is right behind him, right?
And then, yeah, I believe so. He's minus 120.
And then it goes to either
you're looking at
DK.
plus 115, I believe, for anytime first half. So the odds aren't that far off.
No, I think it's Mason is the top favorite. Kenneth, and then I think it's I want to say maybe Debo, and then DK, then Ayuk, and then Kittle. Maybe I can't.
Kittle,
don't quote me because I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what.
And when I say that now, he's going to score the first touchdown.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
George Kittle. Caden said stay away from him. George Kittle legacy game tonight.
Hammer it.
If Caden tells you stay away from
I
him,
hate Kittle because he done me dirty so many times.
There's people you put on the no bet list, and one of them is for me. The no bet list is I'm sorry, dude, but it's the Bengals. Don't ever hammer a Bengals money on the game.
I don't have that many people in the NFL that's on my do not bet list. But you wait till we get cooking on NBA. I got a whole list of motherfuckers we ain't betting on for the NBA.
Bronny James +5 his first game. I'm joking, dude.
Fucking Bronny James. But we ain't even worried about the NBA. We're talking about the NFL right now.
I think we laid it out pretty good, man. Gave some good information.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about pretty much everything.
Laid out why we chose what we chose. I mean,
I love Kenneth Walker. Remember that.
Well, stay away from Kenneth Walker like them because Caden told you loved him.
And just bet George Kittle, I guess.
Now we need to say. Now Caden's telling him bet Kittle. So now we got to stay away. Now we got to stay away from
George Kittle, and then I go to say bet heavy on Kenneth Walker. Kittle's going to score every touchdown.
Two positives equal a negative.
This is why it's called Garage Gamblers. We're always gambling. Everything's a gamble.
Still heavy.
Pick what you want, but if you want to tell us, they're always going to be free, and we're always going to use fucking normal people words. None of this 400 units on this bullshit.
No.
We're putting $40 on this motherfucker.
Yeah. That's
how we roll, and our picks are always going to be 100% free. We appreciate the hell out of anybody that watched, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Yes, sir.